registered, and what he didn't tell you was you're all going to get tea after you finish listening to me. So I'll not keep people very long. It's just to let you know, as Jared says, that there are a number of government schemes that are available now for parents going back to education and training. And maybe if it doesn't apply to you, it may apply to somebody that you know. So I'd like you to spread the message. There are 3 different government schemes to support parents of young children and after-school services. So you've got the early childcare and education scheme, or the free preschool scheme that everybody likes to talk about. We have community childcare subvention, and that's the CCS scheme. And then the new one that had come in for people going back to education and training, which is the Childcare Education and Training Support Programme, and we call it the SETS. Now, the ECCE scheme basically is the Early Childcare and Education scheme, and it provides a free preschool year for an educator for children. The children have to be between 3 years and 2 months. That's the minimum age, and the maximum is 4 years and 7 months on the 1st of September of the year that they'll be starting. And the state pays for the full free preschool year for 3 hours a day over 38 weeks. And in general, children will only qualify for 1 year, but in some cases, if there is a developmental delay, the children can avail of that over 2 years. The Community Childcare Subvention Scheme, and it's for community childcare services only, but we're very lucky here in Monaghan that we have 31 community childcare services, which is more than normal for this area. And basically, the parents whose child is getting the free preschool year will not be able to get the CCS. But the parents can decide on which scheme is more advantageous. It depends on whether you want it for a full day or if you're only doing a part-time course. Now, there are 3 bands for parents. This is only for parents who are eligible for, and the band A really is the parents get €95 for the full-time service and $47.50 for part-time, and so on and so forth. And this band applies to parents who have a medical card and are getting one of the following, and Anne talked about the different schemes that people are on, or the different payments that people are on, and certain social welfare payments, and the family income supplement would be one of them, and the community employment payment, and secondary school students. And I have a condensed list of those down, and as I said, I'm down in the corner there, and I have a list of all of those if people want to find out more about it. Band AG is the next one, and that's reduced. Again, you get €50 instead of the higher capitation, and it applies to parents who have a medical card and are getting one of the following. And you talk about then that your TUS payments and supply welfare allowances and the part-time job initiative payment. Band B then is for parents, and they get a lesser reduction, and it's for people who were in the band A the previous year. So really, if you're going back to work, they don't actually stop paying for your childcare right away. You get a year in which to phase yourself in, which I mean is very welcome. And as I said, that lasts for a year. Now, the one thing about those 2 schemes is your child has to be in the service in September, October time, and they normally run to June or July. But the new SET scheme is the one that, this is for people who've gone back to education, and it's to support parents on certain, and it's only certain, FOSS and VEC courses, and they provide the subsidised childcare. And you must have a letter, the parent must have a letter from the FOSS and VEC stating that they are eligible for a place, because not everybody gets this. Again, but we don't decide, it's up to FOSS and the VEC to decide who's eligible for those sets of payments. But they're actually very worthwhile, because they're worth €145 for full day care to the service, but the money gets paid directly to the service and not to the parent. And FOSS and the VEC decide who is eligible to avail of the programme, and they have terms and conditions around that, which we don't know about, but again, as I said, FOSS and the VEC know all about that. But do contact the Childcare Committee, because we would have a list of all of the services. Not all services are eligible for the sets, but there's about 25 of them in Monaghan, so hopefully we'll be able to find one in your area. So if parents or any of the providers want to find a childcare place for their parents under sets, you just have to ring the Childcare Committee. And just recently there's been a new announcement by the Minister just the day of the budget, and it's SETS 2 is what they're calling it, and there's going to be over 6,000 places nationwide, and that's for after school only for children. So if you were going on to full-time employment or full-time training, or back to education, and your child is part of an after-school service, so there's going to be, the government again are going to pay for your childcare while you do that. So that's my party political announcement for this morning. Thank you very much. Contact the Childcare Committee. We're in Monaghan, and as I said, I'm down at the bottom here if people want to know a little bit more about it. Or even again, if you wanted to know a little bit about childcare in general, if you want to come down to me afterwards. All right, thank you.